Sunday night with RD. This is Strikeout Beer. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Strikeout Beer, the Sunday show with RD flying solo. That's me. What's up? How are we? Another beautiful day of football. I mean, I did get to sit around and watch a lot of it. We did have to wrap presents and kind of just, it's getting close to Christmas time, man. We got kids, grandkids, all this kind of stuff going on. I meant to actually look up. I'm going to have a couple of my beermas beers today, and I meant to look a couple of them up, and I knew I was forgetting something. So let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek at one of them so we can get going. Okay, we got to start the show off with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right, first one up is a 3 on the Tree Lager. This is by Real Ale Brewing. Now, named for a throwback to simpler times and designed for throwing one back during simpler times. It's weird wording. Smooth and easy as a weekend drive, that this crisp rice lager will wash away all your worries. Bright and light as a spring breeze. It pairs wonderfully with flavorful foods, whether they're from a spicy boiling pot or a seasoned backyard smoker. 4.8% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs, 11.5 original gravity. Now, I did want to give you just one more shred of information on this. We'll go to Untapped. There's only been 918 checked in, 856 average, unique, pardon me, and 3.64 on the average score there. So let's go ahead and get cracking. There it is. We got the Strikeout Beer pint glass. Got good hand fill. This thing should be pale, golden, some carbonation. There we go. I hope you can see that. Oh, buddy. Would you look at that? Perfect beer for a Sunday right there. Just perfect head. White, like clean white paper white head on it. Carbonation's wonderful. Let me go ahead and take a picture. I got to take a picture of this. Hope everybody's having a great day, great weekend. It has been a pretty interesting weekend. Nothing too crazy, but just Christmas shopping and getting out, getting around. Last weekend was absolutely bonkers. This weekend was a little bit more laid back. Cheers to you. Let's take a little whiff. Take a little drink. Oh, buddy. And I do love this can. Look at this. They got good can art out there. I did say, look at that. And then I showed you like a freaking, now they got the 3 on there. I don't know if that's a Earnhardt callback or what to the Intimidator. Oh, it's 3 on the tree. So I figured maybe it's just 3. How about that? Kick off my sandals real quick. Get comfy because I am in no rush tonight. That's right, folks. I am on vacation starting yesterday about 4 o'clock. Wait, Friday at 4. I'm going to be off until the 4th or 3rd, 4th, whatever. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to live my life. Oh, that's tasty. Now, listen, we're going to finish up the football season, the 2023 NFL season, right? And then this is so obvious, but we're going to move the Sunday special. If it is dominated by the NFL, we're going to push that over to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast, okay? Listen, there needs to be some type of division. We used to do fantasy football all the time on this channel, but it seems like, there's a lot of people who come over here. They don't have any interest in sports. They don't care about football, and that's fine. And we're here to kind of keep things separated as far as football and beer, and keep our live streams where it's just kind of a fun, light talk, our crazy Wednesday night live streams. They'll all still be going down. Don't worry. And we will include some sports talk, just like we do with pop culture, the current events and things like that. But, I think we are going to be moving where this whole hour or 45 minutes is going to be on the Fantasy Football channel. I have been doing more streams lately, so we can definitely make up the time, right? Don't worry. But if you are worried, right now it's just on YouTube, SB Fantasy Football Podcast. Check it out. Drop a follow, sub. It's free. Show some support to your least favorite podcast. Cheers to you. This beer's delicious. I do really enjoy a nice lager or Pilsner, Kolsch, where, I'm trying to just have a beer and relax. I don't want to have to choke anything down or a stout or you know what I mean? I'm a wuss. I'm the first to tell you. I'm a massive wuss when it comes to that. I don't want to sit there and be wondering or trying to choke something down rather than just enjoy a beer. Now, there's beers out there that I can enjoy and have fun, have fun drinking, but I just want to put it out there. Come on, man, stop playing with it. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm trying to move freaking Twitch over and it keeps attaching itself to what's it called? There we go. All right, I just want to be able to see stuff. That's all I want to do. Now, if you're new here, the Sunday special is generally we're going to go over the NFL football scores from Thursday. We had 3 Saturday games. Saturday, Sunday, preview the Sunday night game, talk about them, preview the Monday night game. But just want to make sure that you're aware of that before we get going. Now, again, weekend was pretty low key. Friday night, I don't remember Friday night. I just know that I think we stayed up till 1 or 2, hanging around, having some beers, watching TV, watching Christmas movies and stuff like that. Working on some projects. Lizzie's always trying to make shirts or make cups or make this or that. And so nothing too crazy. And then Saturday, she finally got me out of the house, drug my ass to the store. We went shopping for I don't know how many hours. And then finally got home. We're sitting there, crack a beer. I'm sitting there talking and we're like, are we missing a kid or two? Did we get all the kids something for Christmas? And we're like, I think we need a couple things. So we're like, all right, screw it. Let's go out and we'll hammer out a couple of them. And it was like 10 o'clock at night. We were like, all right, screw it. I think Kohl's is open. There's another store open. So we rolled over there, knock out a couple $100 more. And then we're like, all right, let's sit down and tally what all we got the kids and the number of presents, stuff like that, just so we keep it fair, man. We got 4 kids, right? They're all adults, but we still like to get them stuff. And we were damn near dead on balls the same for 2 or 3 of them, and it was one was off by $20. I'm like, so in our head, we're keeping track. And it pretty much, they get the same stuff. They get clothes and some nice crap like that. So it's like, okay, cool. And like I said, it worked out. I was excited. Then we, Friday night we were wrapping presents. Saturday we were wrapping presents. Then today we wrapped some more presents. So we probably got a handful to go, and then we're good. We're done, man. We're done. So, Lizzie's getting it handled. I am helping. Do not get me wrong. I am absolutely sitting there helping her wrap presents and everything else. So don't you worry about that. All right. Let's start with some football. Week 15 NFL season. Guess what? No bye weeks. There won't be any bye weeks the rest of the season. Now, Thursday night, we only had one game, which is good. It's a little bit easier. And you thought it was going to be a snooze fest or a shit show. And boy, oh boy, if you were there for some action or fantasy hell raising, you got it. The Las Vegas Raiders hosted the LA Chargers, and the Raiders beat the absolute hell out of the Chargers. 63-21. The Raiders scored 22 in the first, or 21 in the first, 21 in the second, 14 in the third, 7 in the fourth. You're like, oh yeah, the Chargers scored 21, all in garbage time. They didn't score in the first half. They scored a touchdown in the third, 21 or 14 in the fourth. Dude, Easton Stick, his numbers if you're looking at it, but it's 257 for 3 touchdowns and interception. Who cares? Who cares? Palmer had a good day though. 4 receptions for 113 yards and a touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 2 for 23 and a touchdown. Alex Erickson, 1 for 13 and a touchdown. But I mean, you didn't give a shit. I'll tell you what you cared about more is that Austin Eckler had 9 yards on the ground, and goddamn, he had 29 yards in the air. So if it's fantasy relevancy, you're fucking pissed. You were absolutely sickened by this. Aiden O'Connell threw 4 touchdowns for 248 yards. Hell, Jacoby Myers came in. He threw a couple of little trick plays. He was 2 for 2. Rushing wise, Zamir White had himself a day, 69 on the ground and a touchdown. Brandon Bolden even got in the end zone. Why is my phone just clicking like crazy? What is the deal, bro? Devontae Adams, 8 receptions, 101 yards and a touchdown. Trey Tucker had 59 yards in the air and 2 touchdowns. Michael Mayer touchdown. Jacoby Myers touchdown. It was a shit show. The Chargers are absolutely in disarray. Obviously, Justin Herbert, he went down. He had surgery on his finger. He's done for the year. It didn't matter anyways. He was terrible. But this is also a week removed from where the Raiders just absolutely S the bed too. You don't know what's going to happen any freaking week. But when you get 2 teams together, Somebody's got to win, right? I mean, not all the time. You can have a tie. But anyhow, all right, 3 games on Saturday. We're going to move a little bit quicker because some of these games sucked. Some of them are good. The Minnesota Vikings went to Cincinnati, went to the jungle in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. This game went to overtime. It was kind of a snoozer until the fourth quarter when Bengals end up scoring 21 freaking points to come back on there. It was a really fun kind of back and forth game. You had to have like Paramount Plus or NFL Plus to watch this piece of shit or be in the area. And yeah, I didn't. So I'm watching on like my phone and just updates and stuff like that. It was an absolute disaster. Hated every minute of it. But anyways, Nick Mullins, 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ty Chandler got in the end zone. Jordan Addison had a hell of a day. 111 yards on 6 catches, 2 touchdowns. Bengals, Jake Browning, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Joe Mixon, 47 yards on the ground, a touchdown. And then T. Higgins, go look up his touchdowns of the day. He had one where he's getting slung down. He just reaches the ball out, gets that touchdown, secures those points. Absolutely great. Loved every second of it. Snowman's in the house. The Niners have clinched the NFC West again. What up, RD? What's up, Jason? How we doing? Yeah, Niners are just they're out of, I mean, they're winning the NFC. There's no one that's going to beat them. You know what I'm saying? There's no one that's going to beat them. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. But this was a crazy, fun game. You know, like I said, kind of interesting more towards the end when the Bengals actually made a game out of it. And then they ended up winning in overtime. Oh, my God, it was crazy. I'm looking at my phone, just waiting for updates. And you know, hey, hoo-day, Bengals win. Steelers head to Indianapolis, take on the Colts for the midday game. They end up winning. Colts win 30-13. It was kind of slow moving. You know, and then it picked up, slowed down, picked up, came to a crawl. Trubisky, you know, he sucks. 169 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Mason Rudolph came in the game. Jalen Warren only got 40 on the ground. Najee Harris, 33 on the ground. Mitch Trubisky ran one in. Deontay Johnson got 62 yards and a touchdown. You know, Colts, Gardner Minshew threw 3 touchdowns, 215 yards. Trace Sermon actually led the backfield with Goodson behind him, 88 and 69 yards respectively. Jonathan Taylor was still out. You figure Moss would be the guy. 4 carries for 13 yards. Now, Michael Pittman got 4 yards for 78. Four receptions for 78 yards. I don't know why I said that funny. DJ Montgomery scored a touchdown along with Mo Cox. Zach Moss did get in the end zone receiving-wise, 3 for 20. And then it just goes downhill from there. You know, Josh Downs, 3 for 19. It was rough for him. But Indianapolis Colts get that much-needed dub. So we're going to talk rankings here in a little bit. It isn't going to take me long to get through all this. The nightcap game, the Denver Broncos went to Detroit to take on the Lions. Hey, Lions get a chance to play a good team, right? Get to show some skill. They are at home, but they get to play a decent team. I actually said Denver was like one of the hottest teams in football a couple weeks ago, and they've done pretty well. Russ just can't cook, baby. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the hell's happening. This was a snoozer in the first quarter. You're like sitting around like, what the hell's going on? What are we watching? It's just real sloppy, real boring. They're doing the race for the NFC wild card right now where, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The wild card, who gives a shit anyways? I mean, the only team that I think that can make a real impact in the wild card is going to be the Rams. That's it. You're talking about the Saints and the Vikings. Get out of here. No one cares. So anyways, Russ threw a touchdown. He actually ran one in too. He threw it to, let me tell you who he threw it to. Lil Jordan Humphrey. Yep. Not Jerry Jeudy, not Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy actually led the team in receiving yards, 74. So, but it was an absolute S show. Jared Goff threw 5 touchdowns, 278 yards, which is really strange, right? Like it's super low number there, but he threw 5 TDs. Jamar Gibbs hit 100 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown. Rushing, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 7 for 112 and a touchdown. Sam Laporta, 3 touchdowns. And then Jahmyr Gibbs got in the end zone receiving wise as well. So it was like, you know, at first, like, okay, what's going to happen? What are we seeing here? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, you know, Detroit just pedal to the metal. 21 points in the second quarter, 7 in the third, 14 to finish off the game in the fourth. So, yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, they beat a good team. I will say that the Denver Broncos are a good team, and they beat a good team, not on the road or anything, but they beat them at home. That's what you got to do, right? You got to beat good teams at home. But then we move over that to Sunday. Going to Sunday, the Giants and Tommy DeVito takes on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, you know, pretty much just they run away with this in 24-6, not even close. And now Tyrod Taylor had to come in the game because DeVito got drilled knocked out of the game. Kind of a cheap shot too. It was like fucking the guy's running with his hands up, but he fucking headbutts him, like runs right into Tommy DeVito's face. It was quite dumb, to be honest with you. So I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, Saquon had 14 yards on the ground. Darren Waller was activated off IR. He had 4 for 40. Darius Slayton had 4 for 63. But yeah, buddy, it was a tough day for a lot of fantasy players. Hey, Mama, how you doing? I never seen it say joined before. That's pretty cool, though. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Maybe it's a new improvement. Now they real quick, StreamYard has updated and said they can handle Instagram Live. So probably going forward, you can catch it on Instagram Live as well. I was going to do it today, and then I saw, I was like, oh yeah, I got to get the key code or whatever. Like, no, I'm out, bro. I'm out. For the Saints, Derek Carr, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pardon me. Alvin Kamara had 16 carries for 66 yards on the ground, and then he had 5 for 44 through the air. Juwan Johnson caught a touchdown along with Jimmy Graham. Dude just scores touchdowns. Keith Kirkwood. So a bunch of interesting names, to say the least, but they handled them completely. The one thing I will say about this game is that when I saw that kind of like, you see it too often where there's a cheap shot on a quarterback. And I mean, what weren't the Saints? They had Bounty Gate, right? Like if you hit the quarterback, if you knock the quarterback out of the game, you got like a bonus and shit. Here's kind of what I wanted. I'm thinking of. I might even talk more about. I'm going to ask Alan about this on Wednesday. But if you personal foul, roughing the passer, and it's a reckless play, no question about it. Helmet to helmet, going low, doing something just dirty as shit. Then I think is what should happen. If the quarterback is taken out of the game, right? So he can't go on. He got concussion protocol, broke his leg, ribs, whatever. He can't go on. He gets bounced, but it's because of a personal foul. Your ass is gone and your quarterback's ass is gone. It's backup time, baby. That's what I think. I think that'd be so damn much fun to watch. And it also would eliminate any bullshit, I think it was the Lions player last week. I think it was against the damn Saints. Picked up Derek Carr because they were like having trouble with him, and they just drove his ass into the ground. I mean, picked up, fucking drilled him. I think that would. I think we can get some. I think we can make some things happen there. I think so. All right, moving on to kind of a shit show. The Bears go to Cleveland to take on the Browns, 17-20. I think it didn't have to go to overtime. Okay, this game damn near went to overtime because like at one point nobody wanted to win. What the hell was that? Cheers, take a drink. All right, cheers, Lizzie. All right. Everybody welcome Lizzie. If you had Justin Fields, you were fucking disgusted. I mean, 166 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. And I will say this, his 2 interceptions, just give me a second here. 2 interceptions came for Hail Marys. One of them was his own player kicking the fucking ball back up in the air. Like, it's like a Hail Mary. They're like, oh yeah, I can catch it. Oh, fuck it. Let me just, oh my God. It's infuriating watching some of these players. Absolutely bonkers. I really don't care about anybody else on this fucking, Cole Kmet had a touchdown, 5 for 23. Who was it? Tanyan? Tanyan caught like a 50. He was all by himself. It's going to be like a 50, 60, 70 yard bomb. I don't even know. I think it was like 70 yards. Hits him right in the hands, full and in stride. Hits him in the hands, and he starts juggling the ball and drops it. Listen, I know Justin Fields is not the best quarterback in the league. I understand that. But shit, he is not helped by his supporting cast. Like absolute trash. Anyways, Flacco gets another win, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, though. Jerome Ford had 20 yards on the ground. Mari Cooper, 4 for 109 and a touchdown. The touchdown is what sent them ahead, if I'm not mistaken, or tied. I think he tied it. It tied him. Yeah. Njoku had another touchdown, 104 yards on 10 targets. Absolute monster. Guys had back-to-back great weeks. I hope you're playing him in fantasy football because he's probably going to get you a dub. He's going to get you there. Oh, I don't know why I said shit show first anytime before this game, because no other game fits the bill than the Atlanta Falcons going to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Panthers have won one goddamn game this year. Atlanta comes to town like, I don't know how to football. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to throw a ball in the ground. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit. Desmond Ridder threw 152 yards, a touchdown and interception. Algier led the team in rushing at 45. All of a sudden, they're not utilizing fucking Bijan anymore. Cordarrelle Patterson had 5 carries for -2 yards. Desmond Ritter's like, fuck that. I can do that too. 5 carries for -2 yards. What is going on? Jonnu Smith, 2 for 61 through the air. Kyle Pitts, 3 for 37. Drake London, 2 for 27. If you got suckered in and played Drake London this week, I feel bad for you, but you are an absolute sucker. Yeah, he put up a shit ton of points last week, but you knew damn well he was coming right back down to earth. But you're like, oh, you know what? Oh, it's Carolina, man. Carolina sucks, blah, blah, blah. Unbelievable. Absolutely bonkers. Bryce Young, 167 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. No one cares. Chuba Hubbard, 22 carries, 87 yards. Adam Thielen led the team in receiving yards, 4 for 43. Mingo, 4 for 32. Tremble, it doesn't matter. It just fucking go down the list. This thing came down to Carolina kicking a field. They were like on a 3-yard line. They're like, fuck it, we're going to kneel it out. We're not even going to try for a touchdown. We're going to kneel this clock out, run it all the way down, and kick a fucking field goal. 7-9 was your final score. Carolina winning their second game of the year. God, the Falcons suck. I don't want to hear one effing thing about them winning any goddamn thing. They can't win on the road. The NFC South sucks. Whoever's the home team, they're going to fucking win because it doesn't matter who they're playing. Jesus. Anyways, Tampa Bay Bucks go to Green Bay, take on the Packers. Baker Mayfield, 381 yards and 4 touchdowns. Rashad White, 21 carries, 89 yards. Oh, buddy. David Moore, Mike Evans, Rashad White, and Ko Keefe all caught touchdowns. Chris Godwin had 10 catches for 155 yards. Fantasy gold right there, people. And they did. They just put it on Green Bay. Green Bay had just didn't have any response or any chance. Jordan Love, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones had 53 yards on the ground. Kraft and Reed both had touchdowns in this game. But yeah, holy moly. But Tampa Bay can't play like this week in and week out. It'd be amazing if they could. I mean, Green Bay's not great, but they were riding the ship, right? They were turning things around. And they went to S real quick. All right. We were talking high on the Jets last week. We were all kind of excited. Boy, we came right back down to earth. Like, terminal velocity smacked right into the ground. Jets went to take on the Miami Dolphins, and it didn't go well. Trevor Siemian no, I take that back. Zach Wilson started this game, and he had a rough going. 4 for 11, 26 yards. And he's like, fuck it, put Trevor Siemian in there. 110 yards, 2 interceptions. There was zero chance anybody was doing anything today. Dolphins looked amazing. I mean, it's against the fucking Jets, but Jets defense is really good, generally. You had Tyreek Hill. He was inactive today, and you thought to yourself, shit, what's Tua going to do? Yeah, Tua went 21 for 24, 224 yards and a touchdown. Raheem Mostert ran 2 touchdowns in. He had 42 yards on the ground. Jalen Waddle had a badass touchdown catch. 8 yards for 142, 30-0, an absolute drumming. Dolphins should be peaking right now. Then you got the Kansas City Chiefs going to New England, take on the Patriots. The Patriots. And you actually kind of fucking watched the game. I mean, it was on television here, and you're like watching, like, I mean, there's a chance, right? I don't know. Like, the Patriots melted down last week, and all they were doing was crying in the press conference and shit and complaining. And it's like, okay, let's see what's going on. Pat Mahomes, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jarrett McKinnon had it's a touchdown pass, but he just kind of shovel passed it. Who the fuck did he throw? Was it Kadarius Toney? I think it was Kadarius Toney. So yeah, I mean, CEH led the backfield, 37 yards. McKinnon was there for 11 yards. Patrick Mahomes had -5 yards rushing. Rashee Rice, 9 for 91. He's and a touchdown. He's definitely the wide receiver 1 out there. He looks great. He's going to be the future, I think, right now, for at least right now. You know what I mean? There's no one that's going to fill the hole of Tyreek Hill. So CEH had 4 receptions for 64 yards. I kind of wish those were more on for Jarrett McKinnon, but he had 3 for 19 and a touchdown, though. So he threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown. I watched him because I was obviously, fantasy relevant there. Or I was watching fantasy for fantasy reason. But, yeah, I mean, this game, Chiefs scored a touchdown the first quarter, touchdown in the second quarter. Patriots scored 10 points in the second. And then, Chiefs just kind of put the foot down and just took off. But this game was a little bit closer than the score indicates. I mean, for a little bit, I know the Patriots scored that fourth quarter touchdown, but this is not something you want to see if you're you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. There's problems. Like, did you notice I didn't even mention fucking Kelsey? He went 5 for 28. Yeah, 5 receptions, 28 yards. Taylor Swift ruining y'all's program. I'm just going to tell you right now. We had another game go to overtime. Houston Texans went to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Got that overtime dub. Walk-off field goal. This game kind of sucked. There's some field goals. Will Levitt's just out there getting his ass, he takes hits and takes hits and takes hits. Let's start with the Texans. Case Keenum, 229 yards, a touchdown, interception. Devin Singletary, 26 carries, 121 yards. If you were wondering about him or Dameon Pierce, who's the actual lead back, you already know. It's Devin Singletary at this moment. And then Noah Brown finally got back and started catching some balls. 8 receptions, 82 yards, a touchdown. Dalton Short's next up, 458. Devin Singletary, 4 for 49. I mean, the guy had a hell of a day. All-purpose yards, touchdowns. I mean, the guy did freaking great, right? Will Levis, no touchdowns, had an interception, 199 yards. Will Levis he ran the ball. He got the touchdown on the ground, and then, but everything else is kind of a mess. I mean, he completed 17 out of 26 passes. He just getting beat up all day. Like, you want to talk about a guy that just gets fucking drilled? It's him. All right, I'm going to finish this beer real quick. We're going to pour the next one coming up. Let me go ahead and tell you what that are. Hold on, let's see. New Belgium. I just want to get that out of the way. All right, cheers real quick. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Happy holidays. All right. That was Real Ale Brewing, 3 on the Tree Lager, rocking a 4.8% alcohol by volume. Really enjoy that beer. That beer is easygoing, smooth, poundability's through the roof, perfect carbonation, gorgeous color. A little bit it's pale, but not a crisp pale. It's a bit of a haze pale, but phenomenal. I like Real Ale anyways. They're out of Blanco, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Every time I get in here, I start getting congested. I probably should go outside and have a cigar. I'm gonna go sit on the bed of my truck out front and just have a cigar, have a smoke, see what happens. Put the vibe out there, maybe I'll put a button-up shirt on, take out a couple, let the hamburger meat all hang out, just put the vibe out there. Anyways, oh yeah, we're going to the next beer. Sorry about that. I got distracted by putting my 4 chest hairs on display. Next up, Holiday Ale by New Belgium. Let me pour it first, and then this one, it's gonna have a lot of cranberry flavors and shit in it. It's a really good beer. It's an annual from them, so you should be able to get this wherever you get your beer from. It is quite carbonated. That son of a bitch is still going. Oh my god, look at the beautiful red. It's so clear, crisp, but that red, holy shit, that's gorgeous. I think they call it an amber color. All right, I got to take a picture of it. I do. As soon as I can find, I can't even find the front of the damn cup. I love our pint glasses though. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me read you up a little something about that. We'll take a quick break from NFL football. I'm actually going to go, pardon me. I'm going to go to the, here's the can art, by the way. I just want to make sure that you see it there. 'Tis the season for flavors of cranberry and orange, cinnamon and spice for everyone, naughty and nice. 7.5% ABV. Holy shit, 7.5? I didn't know I was going to get in that kind of trouble. I might go live later too. Pale malt, C80, Munich, and chocolate. And you can get this anywhere, actually. Tells you all these places you can get it. But I do want to give you the scores and check-ins and stuff like that as well. And that's exactly what I just read as the description. No NA on the IBUs, 3.69 average score, 16,375 check-ins, 14,622 are unique, about 2,463 on a monthly average. Holy moly. My score for the previous beer, I'll be honest with you, I could give that a 4 all day. I think it deserves a 4. I think it's got everything. It checks boxes. Just not a 5 because, I don't give out 5s anymore. For the most part, unless I'm hammered. So cheers to you. Look at that beauty. Look at it. Look at it. Cheers, cheers. All right. Oh, this is a holiday beer. If you can, you're like eating those cinnamon covered pine cones with the orange and the cinnamon sticks and the orange just jammed all in there. Lizzie made her own, I think, garland one year, and it was dried cinnamon. It was cinnamon sticks, and like orange wedges or orange slices. That's what it was. And holy shit, this tastes like I'm eating that. It's not bad though. I'm not giving it a shit. I mean, this has got holiday cheer all wrapped up into one. I mean, Jesus, this is, it's a good looking beer. Yes, indeedy. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, moving on. Let's see what happened. I got to hit refresh real quick because the late games, some of them had finished, but some of them hadn't finished when I started. So I just want to make sure I'm refreshing. You know how it is. You want to make sure you're putting out the right information. All right. Late games, I believe, start with San Francisco 49ers going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. It was the 49ers games from the beginning, but the Cardinals did put up a fight. I do like their offense with Kyler Murray. It's a fun game to watch, to be honest with you. But they're just no match for the 49ers. 49ers are going to be NFC champs. They're going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. You heard it here. I've been saying it all season. Snowman said it all season as well. Even after a loss, he's like, I don't give a shit. After the second loss, don't care. Third loss, nope, we still going to Super Bowl. I was like, okay, cool. They'll show me. It's no big deal. They are 11-3 now. Pardon me. I don't mean to cough like that. I usually mute the mic there. I'm having trouble today. Brock Purdy threw 4 touchdowns, 242 yards. Hell, Sam Darnold came in and threw a couple passes for 20 yards. Christian McCaffrey, absolutely lightning again. 18 carries, 115 yards and a touchdown. He also caught 2 touchdowns, 5 for 72. Deebo Samuel, let me tell you something about Deebo Samuel. That guy can play fucking football, okay? That guy knows what he's doing. He's electric to watch. You have an awesome receiver and an awesome running. I'm not even discounting Ayuk. Ayuk is electric, but Deebo, man, this year, these last handful oh my God, it's poetry on the gridiron. The dude just makes great catches and catches touchdowns. Let's see. Yeah, McCaffrey 5 for 72, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle 2 for 54. He had a pretty good. He had a good catch and run. I believe it was in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Deebo 4 for 48 and 2 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk 3 for 37. Huge check got 2 for 26. Yeah, I mean, San Francisco's the team. They are the team to freaking beat. There's no doubt about it. There's no way that you're sitting there thinking to yourself that there's any other NFC team that they don't exist. It's the Niners. It's the Niners to lose. It's all going to come down. And just let me tell you something. The only reason they lost last year is because Brock Purdy broke his fucking arm. And he can't throw left-handed, and they wouldn't put Christian McCaffrey just in as a quarterback. They just kept giving it here, hand it off. And the backup quarterback got hurt. They had that, buddy. Anyways, Kyler Murray, 211 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. James Conner, 14 carries, 86 yards and a touchdown. D. Mercado had a great breakout run, ran in for the touchdown. Great. I mean, it was like they were in a bunch, and all of a sudden he just bursted right out of there. Man, it was good stuff. Kyler Murray had 49 yards on the ground. Trey McBride, 10 for a 102. No touchdown, though. He did get injured. I think in the first quarter, second quarter, or something like that. Must have been the second quarter because he already had 10 points. But, yeah, I went ahead and benched him to play someone else. I think it was Evan Ingram. They're showing him on the screen right now. This season, he's got 84 receptions, 701 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. And all TDs came over the last 2 games. This is when he peaks. It happened last year. I'm banking on it for this year. My fantasy championship is in his hands. Do me a favor, Evan Ingram. Get me to the championship, baby. Anyways. And then Elijah Higgins, 4 for 44. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to worry about anybody else receiving. Trey McBride is the target out there. He is like the Travis Kelce from 2 years ago. That's it. And so there you go. Niners win. So great. So much fun to watch. I'm not even a Niners fan. I just like watching them play. They're really good at playing fucking football. Washington Commanders go to LA to get their ass kicked in. Now, let's be honest. This game was pretty close. Scary Terry had some great freaking catches. And Sam Howell, all right, so here, check it out. Oh, I think they called one back. Did they call that thing back? They did. It was a holding call. Damn it. Anyways, Sam Howell, 102 yards and a touchdown interception. They brought in Jacoby Brissett for 10 plays, or a handful of plays. They're not 10 plays, but he had 10 attempts, completed 8 passes, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rodriguez led the team in rushing. Sam Howell second. Rodriguez led to 35. Sam Howell had 22. Scary Terry had the game, and no one played him unless you absolutely had to. right? He was 6 for 141 yards and a touchdown. Damn near had 2. Curtis Samuel had 2 touchdowns on 41. He had 5 for 41. It's crazy. It's bonkers. Absolutely insane. But yeah, that was crazy. Rams, guess what? Stafford threw for 258 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams ran it in, ran 1 touchdown. I got to slow down. Let me slow down. Let me take a drink. I got to slow down. I'm fumbling, stumbling, rumbling. one of those orders. Kyron Williams, 27 carries for 152 yards and a touchdown. Absolute bonkers. Cooper Kupp, 8 for 111 and a touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson caught a touchdown. Puka Nacua did not catch a touchdown. I'll tell you that right now. 5 for 50, though. The guy's having a great season, rookie season. I mean, it's amazing. They just showed a clip from the Chiefs game, and they showed Taylor Swift. If we can sign a petition, just stop showing Taylor Swift. Nobody wants to see her other than her fans. And let me tell you something. Whenever they fucking break up and she stops going to these games, her fans aren't going to watch the goddamn NFL. They're not going to watch on Sunday. They're not going to, it's not going to happen. Why are you making us? Why are you torturing us? What do we do to you? Anyway, moving on. Dallas Cowboys go to the Buffalo Bills, or go to Buffalo to take on those Buffalo Bills. Kind of a rough day. Dak threw for 134 yards and had an interception, no touchdown. I think 50 of those yards came in garbage time, if I'm not mistaken, because I did look down and go, oh, he's still in the game. I was like, oh, fuck, they got to pad some stats. Tony Pollard, 11 for 52. CeeDee Lamb rushed a touchdown in. There was a handoff that was nice of him. 7 for 53 through the air, though. So, I mean, he still made a little bit of work. Jake Ferguson, 6 for 44. But let's be honest, most of these catches came in the fourth quarter in checkdowns. It was like every fucking play was over the middle for 6 yards, over the middle for 6 yards. And it was just on and on and on. Yeah, the Bills had their number and disrupted them the entire freaking game. Josh Allen, 94 yards in the air. That's it. 7 for 15 and a touchdown. I mean, he was essentially contained if you think about it, but they somehow scored 31 fucking points because James Cook had 179 yards on the ground. 179 yards against this defense that all we do is hear about it. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I go, well, guess what? You're not playing the fucking Giants, Washington, or the Cardinals. You know what I mean? You're not playing any crap teams. You're playing a good freaking team. He got a touchdown. Should have had another one. He should have caught one in the air. He's just right there on his hands. He dropped it. Son of a bitch. Ty Johnson, 54 yards on 9 carries. Josh Allen even ran for 24 yards. Tavis Murray, the absolute goal line vulture, came in for 11 yards and a touchdown. Son of a bitch. Stephon Diggs, 448. Very light day for him. Then James Cook caught 2 more passes for 42 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was an absolutely just, I mean, if you know, you know, right? Like most people, they saw this game like, yeah, no shit. And that's how I saw it as well. I wouldn't even I was like, okay, cool. I had it up on the other TV while I kept the red zone up, but I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not even shocked. Is anybody else shocked? I'm not shocked. Not at all. Like, it did not shock me one fucking bit. All right. That was all for the Sunday games as far as already been played. Tonight at 7:20, coming up here in about 30 minutes, you have the Baltimore Ravens going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Baltimore Ravens are 10-3 right now. Jacksonville's 8-5. What do I expect in this game? I think this game is going to either get out of hand or be a snoozer. There's nothing in between. It will not be 21-14 or say 17-4. It will not be 17-14. It'll be 7-3 or 35-28 or some shit. Like, I don't know. I see Jacksonville. They can somehow stifle, Lamar, but Lamar's so damn good right now. He's been playing really good. Good play calls, good, ball security, but he's still a little dicey out there. But and then you got Trevor Lawrence with that high ankle sprain. It's like, holy shit, man. Let's see. We just got it right here. Josh Allen today versus Dallas. Buffalo, most rush yards in a game, 266 yards under Sean McDermott. He saved his job. Tell you that. As long as he gets to the playoffs, I think his job's saved. But before then, shit. Right now, you got your divisional leaders. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but the divisional leaders, you got Baltimore 10-3, Miami 10-4, Kansas City 95, Jacksonville 8-5. Wild cards are Cleveland, Cincy, and Indy. Cincinnati is in the freaking wild card. In the hunt, Houston 8-6, Buffalo 8-6, Pittsburgh 7-7, Denver 7-7, and Las Vegas 6-8. In the hunt, Buffalo gets in Can they get in over Indianapolis or Cincinnati? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The other teams, no way, no. Nah. They got to get the kid back for Houston. You got to get him. He's still in concussion protocol. He got rocked. But yeah, the other team, there's no way Pittsburgh does it. There's no way Pittsburgh does anything. Vegas, as much as I love Vegas, there's no way in hell. Like, no, you're not playing the Chargers every fucking week, right? You got a couple weeks ago, and there's just no way. We could actually look at future schedules. I might do that on the Strikeout Beer, the SB Fantasy Football Podcast. Or I might do the Tuesday show where we go back and look at the games that, the current standings, and then look at the upcoming games, a little bit of insight, a little bit of talk, and whatnot. So, but if I had to give you let me tell you the spread right now on this game, just so you know. Ravens are 4-point favorites on the road. The over-under set at 42. So I think Vegas is definitely calling for like a 21-20, some shit like that. I mean, I could see that, but I think that's middle of the road. I think, and like I said, I don't think it's going to be middle of the road, but then you know what? Vegas always knows. So you're going to see that shit. Can Jacksonville win? Sure, they can win. They're at home. And Jacksonville wins at home generally. And we're going to look at that here in a second. And Monday night game, Philadelphia Eagles, Seattle Seahawks. Let's talk about this real quick before we bounce back. Right now, Jalen Hurts he's questionable with an illness. It got worse overnight. And then Geno Smith is questionable. So you might have a Drew Lock and whoever the hell the backup quarterback is for the Philadelphia Eagles. So you might have like an absolute shit show. Right now, the Eagles are a 3-point favorite on the road. Over-under set at 45. There is no way that get in now. Get in now and hammer the under just at the hint or the expectation that Geno Smith does not play. You got Drew Lock, and let me look. I got to look it up. I forgot who the backup is. I got to look. I'm going to do it on the fly because that's what I'm going to do. That's it because you know what? Because it's my podcast. Marcus Mariota. Yeah, I'm going under. Like I'm going to go in there right now and just kind of hit the under and just see what happens because let's be honest, they both have good defenses. Why not? Even with the full roster, I mean, well, I'll tell you what the problem is with that. DK Metcalf is a fucking absolute animal. Dude is freakishly large and freakishly fast for someone that large. He's so fucking good. Like, he's awesome to watch. He's so much fun. All right, I'm going to refresh this page real quick. All right, so if I'm picking my games. I'm going to say Baltimore wins tonight, and then Philly's going to win tomorrow. Yeah, Philly's got to win, right? They got to bounce back. They got tough sledding right now. They've lost, I think, back-to-back games, and they have to win. This Holiday Ale is phenomenal, by the way. Don't even worry about that 7.5%. Worry about that. You know what I mean? Just sit back and enjoy the holidays. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's start with the AFC. AFC East. Dolphins are 10-4, Bills 8-6, Jets 5-9, Patriots 3-11. Patriots already been excluded from the playoffs. They've been eliminated. Jets are right after that. I think after this weekend ends up, the Jets will be done as well. It's Dolphins. I mean, they win one more game, right? Dolphins win one more game. It's locked up for them because of week 15. I mean, shit. No, okay. It's not locked up yet. Okay. It's not locked up yet. So then they do have to play a couple tough teams. We can look at those future schedules and make like a quick 15-minute video or something like that about that. But yeah, Dolphins right now, I mean, as long as they're playing at home, right? 6-1 at home, 4-3 on the road. Bills, 8-6. They're 6-2 at home, 2-4 away. The Bills are playing at home. It's almost like a guarantee. If they're on the road, it's shaky as shit. It really is. But they've been trending in the right direction. But man, they just somehow find a way to screw up. AFC West, Chiefs in the shit show of the division there, 9-5. They're still on top. Broncos lost this week. There's no way. To me, I think the Broncos lost any bit of steam or momentum that they had, and then the Raiders are done. So are the Chargers. AFC North, Ravens you would think they have a stronghold. I mean, if they win tonight, they're still 2 games up. But the Browns and Flacco and their defense have absolutely held in there, stayed strong. But it's really the Ravens' division to lose. I think so. Ravens should win this division. Bengals are hanging in there 8-6 somehow. I wrote them off 3 weeks ago, but they still keep winning. I'm like, all right, baby, let's go. Houday, let's see it. But no, I have no misconception. I mean, they're only 2 games back at the moment. Of course, the Ravens haven't played yet. So AFC South, Jacksonville 8-5, Colts 8-6, Texans 8-6, Titans 5-9. The AFC South is just a cluster, just like the NFC South is. But at least they're winning records in the AFC South. Jags win tonight. Yeah. If they don't win tonight, no. Like Colts are doing pretty good on the road. I mean, which is weird because the Jaguars are the same way. They're 5-2 on the road. Colts are Jags are 5-1 on the road. The Colts are 5-2 on the road. They're both 3-4 at home. Oh God. You just don't know what's going to happen. All I know is the Titans aren't going. They're not going anywhere. Like, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I hit refresh one more time because I know that I don't know if it kept. There it goes. It finally updated. NFC East, first place, Philadelphia Eagles, 10-3. Cowboys are 10-4. Giants 5-9. I just like watching the Giants play because Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, and his family, his agent, all that shit. It's so crazy. It's the most fucking New Jersey shit on earth. Commanders are 4-10. They're done. Giants 5-9. They're done. Shit. As long as Philly wins, I think this week, I think they'll run away with it. It'll be fine. They'll win the NFC East. NFC West, like I said, Niners all the way. I mean, they locked it up. Didn't they win they secured a wild card, but they've officially they're going to win their conference or their division, right? So Rams might sneak in with a wild card. I don't think the Seahawks are going anywhere. Cardinals, we'll see you next year. NFC North, Lions 10-4, Vikings 7-7, Packers 6-8, Bears 5-9. Like, this division sucks, right? I mean, it sucks so bad that the Lions are in first place. I will say this. There was some comments and some other things that popped up, and it was like back when like Stafford played when he was young. You had, Brett Favre in his prime. You had, all the teams were really good, and they just could never catch a break or win anything. And now they're taking advantage because they're the actually only team that has anybody that's worth the shit. Their team sucks. I mean, the Vikings are trotting out backup quarterbacks, and they're still 7-7. The Packers, they win one, lose one. The Bears, just when you think they're gonna get good, they had a chance today. They did. They had a fucking chance. They still lost. NFC South, the shit show of the century. Bucks 7-7, Saints 7-7, Falcons 6-8. I don't give a shit. I'm writing the Falcons off again. I do not care. I do not think they're going to win anything. Saints have a slight chance, but if the Bucks play like they play today, give me the Bucks to win this division. And but Niners win the NFC. AFC is the Ravens, Dolphins, or Bills. I don't think the Chiefs have a chance this year. It's just not possible. I don't think so. So, yeah, they just look off. Like the eye test, the frustration, like they're used to just getting all the calls there and all this kind of shit their way. And you're like, oh yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it this year. And I know he's finally getting Rice out there where he's catching the ball and whatnot. So he's finally getting a receiver other than Kelsey, but he's off. He's just having, yeah, there it goes. Week 15, James Cook runs all over Dallas. He did too. Oh, buddy. But yeah, I mean, they keep showing me in the hunt there, and none of those teams do anything for me. None of them. The 49ers clinched the division. The Philadelphia Eagles clinched a playoff berth. The Dallas Cowboys have clinched a playoff berth. So I think it looks fun. It's going to be another fun year. Fantasy break your heart, but then the season's over. Like, we have the semifinals coming up next week in a lot of leagues, and you have the finals the week after that. And let's take a moment and just think about how fast this season has come and gone. And we're in middle of December. Christmas is a week away. And it's like, shit, we've only got like 3 more weeks. What is it, 16, 17, 18? Is there week 18? Shit, now I got to look. Now you got me all crazy. Like, I just got to look now. Yeah. So I just clicked on the Cowboys because that was one of the recent ones I was talking about. They got the Dolphins. They're heading to Miami to take on the Dolphins Christmas Eve. Then at home for New Year's Eve, or the day before New Year's, Saturday, hosting the Lions, and then they get to go to the Commanders on January 7th. So they got 3. You have 3 more weeks of NFL football. Spend them wisely. Enjoy every second of it, because the regular season over. Then playoffs. Hey, I'm just saying the regular season, because then fantasy's over. Then you're on to like DFS and whatnot. So let me have a couple more swigs of this. Again, I've already had 3 on the Tree by Real Ale Brewing. Now I got New Belgium Holiday Ale, which is really good. I mean, This is a great beer. I even let it sit out for a little bit. When I started the show, I sat here for a minute. I had the 3 on the Tree first, right? I drink lagers cold. Now, an ale or, a porter, stout, something like that, I'll leave sitting there. That's why I always drink that second. I'll leave it over there, just to let it warm up and let the flavor. I don't know. It's just different, right? Now, ale, lager, Pilsner, all that kind of shit, whatever. But this one I knew was going to taste better if you let it warm up just a hair, not freezing cold. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about beer. I'm just telling you. All right, cheers. Let's get it. Let's get after it. There we go. I get on NFC or NBC right now. This guy's going crazy. He looks like he's like, this fucking guy's got his sleeves rolled up. He's covering like a massive storm rolling from the West Coast, and there's hailing and shit, but he's not. He's talking about the goddamn race for the AFC number 1 seed. That's it. That's what he looks like. There you go. Clean, super clean, crushable. Again, it's a holiday beer though, so I let it warm up just a hair. Just let those flavors kind of come out. It's you get the cinnamon, a little bit of cranberry, so you get a little bit of spice. But yeah, this damn beer, this right here is it's pretty good. And you should be able to get this if you're in America. Hell, I was like, if you're in America, you should be able to get this anywhere. And then the other one I had earlier tonight's 3 on the Tree. So that's going to do it for me. I don't know if I'll be back. I doubt I'll be back later tonight or even recording. I posted a video earlier of a beer review. I'll post another one tomorrow. Depending on what I have going on this week, Monday, I've been doing a Monday show and a Tuesday show. So we'll have to see what happens. The Monday show is just kind of like a decompression, like me sitting there having a beer, just like, ooh, what a weekend type thing. And what a Monday. And then Tuesday's kind of recap, like talking more about fantasy football. I'll mix in some Patreon things as well. So be sure to check out patreon.com/strikeoutbeer. You can get in for $3 a month. It's additional content, chugs, fails, behind the scenes stuff. Sneak peeks at beers. You get to pick beers that that you want us to drink, things like that. So it's a lot of fun. I'm going to stay here for a couple more seconds because they're picking right now. So let's see. America's picking 81% is picking Baltimore. Matthew just picked 24-20 Baltimore. Florio picked 27-24 the Jags. Jack did 31-20 Baltimore. Rodney 28-20 Baltimore. And now we're just waiting on Tony 27-20 Baltimore. So there you go. Get those picks in. Most of them are picking. They say that Baltimore's going to cover the spread. So get your ass in there. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Shit goes a long way. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a phenomenal Monday. And if I'm feeling up to it, I'll be back tomorrow night. And if Alan's off, we might do some late streaming or something like that, or do some beer reviews for you. Thank you so much for being here. Hoo day. I'm RD. This is Strikeout Beer. Thanks for listening.